are factoring, but this time our a value isn't going to go away. So we are factoring quadratics in the form ax squared plus bx plus c when a is greater than 1. Yeah, like you can tell the different colors, so that's kind of nice. So you want to find two numbers that multiply to a times c and add to b. It does. Good. So for my first example, I have 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. So this method we're going to learn today is called slide and divide. We'll be learning a different method on Monday. So what you want to do is you want to slide the a term, the a coefficient, over to c and then multiply. So I'm going to rewrite my quadratic. So what we're doing is we're going to take this 2 and we're going to multiply it by that 3. Yeah. So I'm going to do 2 times negative 3 gets me negative 6. So I want to rewrite the quadratic where a is going to equal 1 and c is going to be the new product a times c. So that value I just got up above. So now it becomes x squared minus 5x, and instead of negative 3, I'm going to replace that with the negative 6. Okay, so I want to factor this new quadratic. So this is like what we've been doing this week. I want to write my x, so what number goes on top? What number goes on bottom? So what multiplies to negative 6 and adds to negative 5? Negative 2 and positive 3 gives me positive 1 when I add them.
Negative 6, positive 1.
Negative 6, positive 1. Okay, so then I am going to write that as my factors. So x minus 6, x plus 1. But because I changed this problem, I have a few more steps. So I want to divide my factors by the a value I originally had. So what was my a value originally? 2. So I'm going to do x minus 6 divided by 2, and then x minus 1 divided by 2.
Why is it x minus 1 over 2? What is the original was x plus 1?
Oh, you mean it should be plus 1 over 2? Sorry, my bad. Okay, so if I simplify this, that's going to turn into x minus 3 and x plus 1 half. So in other words, we must divide by what we slide by. So notice how this one has a fraction. I don't want a fraction in my answer, so I want to multiply fraction terms by the denominator. So my first factor is going to stay the same because there's no fraction there. It stays x minus 3. But then on the second factor, I want to get rid of that 2 on the denominator. So what's 2 times x? 2x. And then 1/2 times 2? 1. So then this is my final answer. So you see how I had a denominator of 2 right here? I multiplied both of those by 2 to get rid of the fraction. Okay. So if I couldn't, when I did the x method to get my factors, if I couldn't figure that out, I could take, on the calculator, I could type in y equals my c value over x. Bless you. And then I'm going to go second, and then the button I want to press is graph, but above it, it says table. And then I can look for my whole number pairs. Okay, so I want to start off by doing my sliding. So what is 5 times negative 48?
Negative 40.
Then I want to go ahead and do my x method. So the negative 240 goes on top, and the 22 goes on bottom. I do not know these numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I wrote on the side. So on my calculator, I'm going to go to y equals, which is the top left button. And then I want to type in my c value, which is 240 divided by x. Actually, it was negative 240. And then if I go second, which is the under the y equals button, and then graph is the top right button, it gives me this table of values, and I can scroll up and down. So I want to find the pair of numbers where if I add them together, it will give me 22. So remember the steps to get here on the calculator we wrote down over here. Yeah? No, all the calculators have y equals. It's the top left. I think it's a yellow button for you guys. So then there's an X button right here next to the I think your button's also green. Yeah. -8 and 30. So I'm going to write my two factors out. Okay, and then I want to divide each of those numbers by the original a value. So I can't simplify that first fraction. But the second one, what's 30 divided by 5?
6.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then what do I want to do to finish this off? Do I like this fraction? No. So I want to multiply both terms by 5. So that's going to turn into 5p minus 8. And then my second term stays the same.